Welcome back, Mere Mortalites, to once again another edition of the Mere Mortals in Motion, and we are indeed in motion. This is the third episode now, and we're properly getting into the detail. This is week one of the first phase, which is running. So if you haven't had a chance yet to go and have a listen to the Foundations episode or the first phase episode, which was all about running, look, I go into the detail on the aims of it, why I'm doing it, how I'm doing it, what we're trying to get out of it, etc. So once again, if you haven't already, I'll put the links in. Go and check that out. Go to our site, whatever. Just go check it and come back to this. So once you've done that, or if you've already caught up, this is going to get into week one, the actual detail. And look, for it being week one, very interesting in the sense that there's already a lot of learnings that we'll get into. But this session is going to be fairly pointed. We're going to be looking directly at what the goals are in terms of the running, how that's been tracking, and then we'll also just look at my workouts, really, just on a day-to-day basis, trying to extract any particular details. So bringing up the actual running phase details here on the screen if you have them in front of you. Again, if you don't, I'll talk them through. The week one, we had a 5 kilometer Monday run, slower run. We had a Wednesday tempo run, 5 kilometers. Friday was some speed work at 2 kilometers. Saturday, I had, you're looking at here what says 6.6 kilometers, but we're going to talk into the adjustments that were made already around this for a total kilometers of around 18 kilometers. I think on Strava, something a little bit less, but roughly around that ballpark. Now, I already called it out, that Saturday longie. You can see there that it's a 6.6 kilometers, and I'll leave it for a second as we go through into the workouts, because then I'll want to dissect what happened on that particular Saturday. So over to the actual play-by-play. So the Monday, it was a straightforward, easy warm-up. Again, I'll have these items in front of you. If you want to go and really refer to the nitty-gritty details, go and check out the website. I've put down the actual figures and details that you can go and follow along in that front if you want to pair that up with, this video as well, or this actual content piece. So you can kind of plug and play, read out from there, do what you have you. But again, Monday, it's a bit of warm up. There was some strength work in the form of back squatting. So because I am doing much more running, I'm trying to keep the strength in the legs still around, but it is pulled back in terms of the volume. Now, you might back in the past, I would have been doing maybe 10, 15 sets worth of squatting movements over the week. This is pulled back heavily so that I don't have the overload of stress or buildup of just the pounding on the legs, given that I'm going to be doing that repeatedly with the running. So there's some strength work there. I set up with 15, just easy barbell, and then working up to 3 sets of 10, basically 55% of my 1 rep max. Then moving over to some power work, clean and jerk style. Again, just some easy warm-ups with the barbell. Then moving to a bit of a pyramiding up set. There's just more to work through on that power, keeping the speed quite good. And it's a 3x3 at 50%. 2x2 at 75%, 2x2 at 82%, and 2x1 at 92%. Again, all of these percentages I'm saying, they're all 1 rep maxes. So more strength work, and you'll see these Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday kind of rolling through. And there's very similarities through a lot of this training. So as we go through the various weeks, I'll probably pull back on how much I'm detailing this out. But the bench press, again, one warm-up set at 1x10, and then 4x8 at 67%. Some accessories works. I did 3 rounds of 25 V-ups and 7 toaster bars. That felt spicy. Definitely made my hip flexors probably a little bit too tight in preparation for the run. And then I went ahead and did a 5 kilometer run in the afternoon. I was actually attempting to, and the part that I was going with these is to run the 5 kilometers in the morning straight after my workouts. It didn't happen on this particular day, and instead I ended up doing it in the afternoon, again, running around kind of like near mine at a dog park to get that done. Cool, easy. Moving on to the Tuesday. And again, first like big run after those preemptive runs, it was fun. Nothing that kind of worried me on that front, although I felt quite tired from that run. Then you got the Tuesday. So in here we've got, again, some sort of warm-up. This is including some 15 calorie two rounds of 50 calorie rows and 30-second wall handstand holds on a wall. Then we moved into strength. So for Tuesday, for myself, it's some shoulder strengthening. So we had the barbell shoulder press 4x15 at 40%. Then we had a Metcon. Now, I took this from a CrossFit workout and I absolutely cut it down because I believe this was supposed to be 10 rounds. I was just not feeling it that day and I ended up doing just 3 rounds of 10 dumbbell clean and jerks with 22.5 kilos and 10 push-ups. I noted there 2 minutes and 30 seconds and tested 3 rounds. So that Metcon just turned into an absolute sprint. And then I'm finding doing this accessory work on a Tuesday is really beneficial. Again, looking at my running plan, I don't have any runs on a Tuesday. And so what I do is pretty much a big amount of accessory works in the form of shoulder work, tricep work, and some ab work. And that was rope face pulls with a rope, lateral machine raises, chest flies, dips, tricep push downs, easy bar skull crushers, and some ab work. Now, all of those are 3 sets to 4 sets between 8 to 15 reps. I could call it out in terms of the detail, but you don't need that. That's kind of the gist of it all. It's just to kind of get a little bit of volume, a little bit of blood flowing through those areas, those target muscles. Wednesday, and again, remembering this is a tempo run day. So again, I did this tempo run in the morning after the workout. So I did end up doing it in the morning. And it ended up being with a 15 kilo backpack as well, interestingly enough. I don't know why I decided to do that, but such is life. The actual workout, though, before that run was 4 rounds of 10 push-ups and 5 pull-ups with a bit of warm-up, 4 sets of 10 reps of easy bar curl, and then I did an actual CrossFit class. So the CrossFit class was EMOM 20 every minute on the minute for 20 minutes of 15 calorie row, 15 toaster bar, and this real fun 60-foot carpet sled pull with 80 kilos. That was awesome fun. And then some accessory work around just single leg wall sits and leg group bridges. So then after that, followed that 5 kilometer interval run, which consumed basically, so for the first interval run, this was really just running and then stopping when I felt tired and doing some walking and then running again and then stopping. So there wasn't any 4x500 and walk 200 meters or run at this particular pace like fartlek style. No, it was none of that. It was much rudimentary. The next day we've got here, so it's Thursday, again a warm-up, so no running, so a warm-up here, had a bit more squats through it, and you'll see there's the final bit of volume of squatting as I talked about. There's just a warm-up of 15 squats, 10 hyperextension, and 3 explosive jumps, 3 rounds of that. Then I moved into front squats, so 1 set of just 15 reps to warm up. Then you've got 2x2 at 60%, 2x2 at 70%, 2x2 at 75%, and 2x2 at 80%. Again, these are not crazy weights, nor are they crazy volumes for myself, keeping it nice and in the strength variable, if you'd like, rather than the volume. And then some hamstring work, which included some hyperextension, some dumbbell stiff hamstrings, and burpees. And finished off, which what I'm finding as well is really enjoyable, it's just some handstand work. That's roughly about 20-25 minutes of handstand work. That's including hollow holding, handstand wall hollow holds, and then what I call handstand attempts. So 5 rounds. Those 5 rounds are me trying 3, 4, 5 times and going up and holding it, and then actually giving myself some rest to go again. Friday, now again, main call out, it's speed day, but the actual workout itself, I did some building up to 30 pull-ups with really max pull-ups at the beginning for warm-up, then a whole host of back movements, all around 4 sets between 8 reps to 16 reps. That's trap raises, lat pull downs, T-bar rows, bar lat pullovers, lat pullover dumbbells. Again, this was at the gym, not at the CrossFit gym where there's less machinery. Did some bicep work, machine curls, cable curl, easy stuff, and a little bit of calf work, although to be frank, I'm pretty sure I just skipped that calf work altogether. My calves starting to feel it. I just went straight into that speed work. And speed work now, at the moment, looking at 2 kilometers. It was 10 by 100 meters at speed run. And speed run, I believe I was doing it at 12 kilometers per hour pace. So what does that work out to be? 5-minute pace, 5 minutes per kilometer. I'm talking kilometers here, not miles, folks. And then walking 100 meters in between. So it was fairly straightforward. And I really enjoy that because I can definitely do speed work. I just can't do longevity work. And then finally here for me came the Saturday. Now, Saturday, this was supposed to be the long workout, right? See how it goes. Now, the original plan had me down at running 20 kilometers, and that was based on the original setup of how I was going to be doing it and what I was going to be tackling. When it came to the day, though, just a couple of things mentally. I was just not there for it. I was not there at all. And so 20 kilometers very quickly became, okay, look, I'll just tackle 10 kilometers. But even then, going through that run, I just went, no, I need to be realistic. I'm not going to get 10 kilometers here. And I ended up doing a 6.5 kilometers, 6.6 kilometers, just going, that's it. I'm calling it there. Again, I was looping around a dog park and I was running around there for, I don't know what it was, 9, 10 times. And kind of a couple of realizations came through here. And so I call out here on the Saturday workout. One, I noticed, hey, I've way overestimated here what I'm supposed to be doing with my running, both in totals and what my body's handling really at the beginning of this week 1. And I went, no, I need to pull it back. But 2, and something that someone actually talked to me about and came up to me about, and some learnings around training, and we were talking about running. And it was interesting to pull out that when you're doing very intense lifting, right, or heavy weights, when you have to get out of the bottom of a squat or you're pushing through something, you only have to push through the wandering mind or the mindset that says, no, you can't do this. Kind of just the once normally, right? Maybe 1 or 2 times. It's an intense push through that you have to get through. But once you get through it, you do it, and you might either succeed or fail. But regardless, you've done the action. And so, it's only the once or twice. And it's a more overwhelming presence to get past. But I've trained myself over many, many years now to get through that quite comfortably of the, hey, that's just the one impedance, cool, whatever it is, we're going to do it. What I found during that run, and subsequent long runs as well, so this is coming now from a few runs that I've done, is there's a much smaller intensity to the nose or to the stop when you're running, but it's consistent. There's a lot more from it. And so from a physical perspective, I would have gone, maybe I could have done longer. Maybe not 20 kilometers, but maybe the 10K. However, mentally, there was just so many opportunities to quit, to stop. And I just wasn't used to that. I wasn't used to the overwhelming amount of times that allow you to stop. And that could be from your headphones not working, things not going your way, people getting in front of you, having time commitments, whatever. I just went, there's a lot more smaller excuses or smaller intensity excuses. However, because of the continuous amount of it only takes just one for you to actually do the run. And so I found that very, very overwhelmingly clear in that particular Saturday run. And now Sunday is normally the day off, but I felt like training. Saturday is just a pure run. Usually has been a massive gym session, and now it's become a run. And I just felt like, I want to get in a bit more of a sweat on Sunday. And I was recovering fine. So, you know what? I'm going to do it. And that finished up with warming up with a 1 kilometer row. I did a lot of accessory work, but that I ended up training with a friend of mine, and we did a huge session. It was like a 1 hour plus leg session and a few other things. And so it was fun. It was really good to actually get in there for that Sunday. So, those were, and I've sort of called out those key learnings over the Saturday long session, but it really was, hey, don't overestimate what you can do, especially don't overestimate what you can do at the very daily or the minutia, as long as you're not underestimating what you can do over a long time, because it kind of goes the other way. You sometimes have to underestimate what you'll do on a daily basis or in the very minutia, but it builds up then quickly if you're able to at least be consistent. And so what I found on that Saturday was, if I really hammered down and felt like, hey, if I'm not going to get 20 kilometers, I'm just not doing it at all, then that would have continuously plagued me in terms of more long runs and not actually doing any of the long runs. Whereas now I'm just kind of, if I underestimate and at least get it done, then the consistency of building it up over 12 weeks is going to be a better result than missing out on half of them. So at least that's how I'm looking at it. So look, that's been the day-to-day breakdown, at least for week 1. Definitely a lot of learnings. We see there at least some of the runs are getting underway, which is good. But yeah, I think the truth is going to be when I start cranking up a few of these kilometers up a bit higher. No issues on the legs, no issues on the soreness. Pace is kind of fine. There are some days, obviously, you'll find where you're going faster pace. Some others you don't. But this is a mentality I'm trying to build up, because on the past I've always had a running mentality where it's you kind of going not like balls to the wall, but I don't really know how to pace that correctly, and so that's what I'm starting to feel like I'm going to be delving into the next piece of learning is my pace. What does that look like? How do I slow myself down, especially my heart rate? Another tip for me, one of the what's supposed to be the slow run, I should have expected it to be a lower heart rate, and I'm pretty sure when I checked the heart rate meter, it was at 170. my heartbeat. And, I was thought, oh yeah, be 120, 130, which is like a zone 2. Nah, not at all. And that was supposed to be for a slow run. So need to also bring the heart rate quite significantly down. But for now, we're going to leave it there. That's week 1. Of course, there's an evolving series here at the Mere Mortals in Motion. We do have the Mere Mortals podcast, the Mere Mortals book review, the Value for Value. We're trying out something new. I'm trying to see how I go about sort of sharing my training both through speaking format for you to consume, also sharing it through a website. Again, most of the things I already do. I'm just basically rereading them out and sharing them out. And if it benefits for anyone, fantastic. If it helps me encapsulate ideas, even better for me. But that's how we're going to roll. So let's see. If you want to support the podcast, this and everything else we do, Value for Value, Talent, Time, Treasure, share it with someone, send through a Boostgram, send through something in the format with Satoshis. That could be from, again, Boostgram, a message with Satoshis attached. Look out for any new podcasting apps out there that allow you to do that. If not, just share it all around with a friend. And again, if we can help, reach out. That's all for now. Immortalites 1 out.